Hello and welcome to Taxes in 10, where we take a tax topic and break it down in about 10 minutes. My name is Mark Barnes, and I'm the managing partner of Potential CPE. This episode is on the economic impact payment. What is the economic impact payment? The simple answer is this is your stimulus payment that was authorized in the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, or CARES Act for short. It is important to note that the scammers started calling almost immediately, asking for bank information to deposit your stimulus payment. Scammers will refer to this as your stimulus check or stimulus payment. If the IRS were to contact you, they would refer to it by its actual name, Economic Impact Payment. The amount you receive is based on adjusted gross income, or AGI, which can be found on line 7 of your 2018 Form 1040 or line 8B of your 2019 1040. The payment will be $1,200 for single and head of household, or $2,400 in the case of a married filing joint tax return. In addition, $500 will be added for each child as defined in Internal Revenue Code 24C. More on this in a few minutes. Who gets a check? As of this recording date, April 10th, 2020, these are the requirements for people to receive an economic impact payment check, which I will refer to as the check, even though you may receive it through direct deposit. Let's start with who doesn't get a check. Non-resident aliens. You must have a valid Social Security card and be authorized to work in the United States. 2. Any individual that was claimed as a dependent on a tax return. Or 3. An estate or trust. Let's talk about those dependents. I've already heard from several upset people about how unfair it is because their kid isn't getting a check and the parent isn't going to get the extra $500. I've been doing this for a long time, and I have never come across the part of the law that talks about fair. Life isn't fair. Taxes aren't fair. My job as a tax professional is to protect you from the IRS and to protect you from yourself. We have to follow the law. Now, who is going to get a check? If you're single and your income is less than $75,000, you will receive the full payment of $1,200. If you are married and your income is less than $150,000, you will receive the full $2,400 payment. If you are head of household and your income is less than $112,500, you will receive the full payment. In addition, you will receive an additional $500 for each qualifying child. A qualifying child is defined as one who has not attained age 17. This comes from the same rules as the child tax credit. It is possible that a correction bill will be signed or that Stimulus 4.0 will materialize and change the definition to match the definition in Section 152, and that would change it so that dependents up to age 18 or up to age 24 for college students would still allow their parents to see the additional $500. What if you earned more than the allowable amount? Payments will be reduced by $5 for every $100 of income. I know. Give it to me in English, Mark. If you're single, it phases out between $75,000 and $99,000. If you've made over $99,000, your stimulus payment will be $0. Married phases out between $150,000 and $198,000. And head of household phases out between $112,500 and $136,500. This chart will give you an idea of what to expect based on different income ranges. Will I have to pay it back or claim it as income next year? No. When you file your 2020 tax return, there will be a new credit. Let's call it the CARES credit. The CARES credit will use basic information to determine if you qualify for a tax credit. Then it will ask you how much you've already received. It'll be really simple math. A minus B equals C. An example, the IRS sends you a check for $2,400 because you filed a married filing joint tax return in 2019. During the year, you had twins. When you file your 2020 tax return, the CARES credit will show that you were eligible for $3,400 and that you received $2,400. $3,400 minus $2,400 equals $1,000 in additional credit that you will be eligible for on your 2020 tax return. This is important. If you do not receive an economic impact payment in 2020, you will receive it in 2021 if you are eligible. If you receive part of it in 2020, you will receive the remainder in 2021 when you file your tax return for the year. What happens if you receive too much? There is no clawback provision in the law. Basically, in our formula of A minus B, C cannot be a negative number. If you are eligible for 0 due to income limitations and you received $1,200 based on your 2018 or 19 income, the net result will be 0, not a balance due. What is based on 2018 and 19, and why do people keep talking about that? The credit is based on your income and filing status in 2020, but the IRS does not have a crystal ball, so they're looking back. If you have filed a 2019 tax return, they will use the data on that return to calculate the advance payment you receive. If you have not filed your 2019 return, they will use data from your 2018 return to calculate your advanced payment. All of this will be reconciled on your 2020 tax return. If your 2019 income was higher than the threshold and you don't receive a payment this spring or summer, but due to COVID-19, your income drops below the threshold, you will qualify and receive the credit as part of your 2020 tax return filing. What if I owe the IRS and am on a payment plan? Remember, life isn't fair, but Congress tossed out a lifeboat. The good news is you will receive your check. IRS debt and offsets due to unpaid student loans will not stop you from receiving a check. Past due child support is a different story. You will not receive your check if you owe back child support, and the IRS typically keeps your refund. What if I haven't filed at all? Hot off the presses, just released this morning, the IRS launched a new tool that will allow you to update your information. This tool is for people that haven't filed a tax return in 2018 or 2019, but were required to. You can go to irs.gov, click on Get Coronavirus Tax Relief, then click on Economic Impact Payments. Again, irs.gov, Get Coronavirus Tax Relief, then click on Economic Impact Payments. This will allow you to enter in your personal information so that you will be eligible to receive your stimulus payment before you file a 2020 tax return. What if I don't receive my payment? For security reasons, the IRS plans to mail a letter about the economic impact payment to your last known address within 15 days after the payment is made. The letter will provide information on how the payment was made and how to contact the IRS if you failed to receive the payment. In addition, the IRS will have a lookup tool on the same page that you just heard about. You will be able to check your payment status, confirm your payment type, whether direct deposit or check, and enter your bank account information for direct deposit if you don't have direct deposit information already on file. Finally, when will you get paid? I don't know. Payments should start going out next week, but the process could take several months before all the payments have been released. Thank you for joining us today. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to keep up to date on all of our Taxes in 10 video series. And if you're a tax practitioner, give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/potentialcpe.